You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin. We're having a great show full of experts for business owners. And the next one is a high-performance coach. I think I need this woman in my life. She's a high-performance coach who specializes in supporting female entrepreneurs who are juggling motherhood, entrepreneurship, and I cannot wait to get in, dive in. Her name is Aine Rock. Welcome to America Trends.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So I love so many of the things that you talk about on your website and your social media platforms. And, you know, I do know that females, I mean, specifically, look, everyone right now is juggling, men, women, their business is hard. People are trying to juggle families and entrepreneurship and all the things, social media, everything. But I know you focus specifically on female entrepreneurs through coaching and somatics and breath work. I wanted to ask you about somatics, if you can talk about that specifically, and then I have a couple other things I want to dive into.
Sure. So somatics is really just integrating the body. Because so many of my clients, we work on mindset, but if we're not integrating it and really feeling like, where is this coming from? It's great to have affirmations. It's great to think, you know, I'm going to build my business and make $1 million this year. But if that brings up a ton of fear in your body, then you're going to come up against some blocks. So we integrate the body.
Okay, cool. And then breath work, which helps that as well, because it's all integrated together. I love that. And you know, so one of the things that jumped out at me on your website and social media platforms is the concept of scarcity mindset that I think causes a lot of fear in people and a lot of, I'm not going to do that because I can't make it. There's too many people out there already doing what I'm doing. I know that it can create fear in a lot of different levels. So I wanted you to talk about scarcity mindset, what it is exactly, and then what are some tips to overcome it?
Yeah, so scarcity mindset is really a sense of lack. And it can show up in more than one way, right? It shows up in our life and our business. It shows up in money, most primarily. We think about a sense of lack. There isn't enough money. Can I or should I invest in my business right now? You know, there's so much talk about the economy and the recession. Is one coming? Should we be, you know, dialing things back? And yet, as entrepreneurs, we know we need to invest in our businesses. So having that fear come up, it can show up in our time. There isn't enough time. We're worried about hiring the help we need because, again, that's kind of a time-money mix. And it comes up in ourselves, especially this is where my passion, my focus is in really supporting female founders and entrepreneurs because we tend to put ourselves at the bottom of the list. So our energy, that sense of being just exhausted and burned out because there isn't enough time to put myself to work out or to meditate. So it really comes up from a place of fear and lack.
Do you also see it as maybe women not supporting women because they think if I support her, she'll take the job that I want, and there's not enough things out there. There's not enough success. So if she succeeds, that means I can't succeed. Because that's one of the ways I have learned that term to mean that really resonated with me, or I'll see it with my daughters and seeing other people get a first place or do well in what they're doing. That doesn't mean that they're not doing well, too. We can all do well because there is enough success out there. It's endless, right?
Yes. Yeah. And really coming from a place of trust, like I trust, and I talk with my daughter about this too. When we're in the opposite of fear, we're in trust. And we're in just a more open kind of sense of ourselves. And so really leaning into that trust, like, my friend or this, you know, in the sense of business, this person might have the success that I want. And so I know it's possible for me too, instead of she has what I want. So there mustn't, you know, I can't get it.
Yes, right. It's a total shift in perspective and perception of how it is. So what are some of do you have tools for people well, you just kind of mentioned that being in trust and faith that it can still work. There is enough out there for you.
Yeah. And I always really remind my clients, like, we have been learning this behavior, this way of thinking. Many of us inherited it from our families. It's, you know, reinforced in our culture and places around us. And so it's not going to happen overnight, right? Give yourself some grace. It doesn't need to be, a quick fix, but it is an awareness to just notice when it comes up and what steps can I take to reframe. So just like we did there, to think about, okay, instead of thinking that that woman's success is limiting me, it's actually opening up what's possible for me. And how can I reframe this thought? And can I look for evidence that I am supported, that there is enough, that gratitude as a practice is fundamental, right? Because when we're in gratitude, we're in love, we're in trust, and we can start to just build that foundation away from fear to say, if I look just right now in the moment at what I do have, it's really hard to think about what I don't have.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to think of it. I was just going to say that. That's looking at I do that every morning, write a gratitude list, and it puts me in that mindset of what do I have? And it's all the positive energy, right? I want to go to unlearning hustle culture, because I've talked about hustle culture on the show quite a bit, in that, in the past 10 years, it's been be the boss, hustle, side hustle, do the hustle, we are the hustle, hustle, hustle. And it's stressing everyone out. I mean, it's just absolutely creating monsters out there, and it makes everyone go, I'm fried. I can't hustle anymore.
Yeah. So I really encourage my clients to shift out of hustle and into aligned action. So there's kind of two sides. Like, well, if I'm not in hustle, am I just going to be in this, laziness? It feels like there's these two extremes. And instead, to really start prioritizing what really matters. Because it's not that we don't want to work hard. It's not that we don't want to have good work ethic or, achieve our goals. I'm a super ambitious woman, and I have a family, and, I have time for my self-care. I make time every morning for myself. I prioritize my energy in order to show up for the people that matter for me. And hustle culture really tells us that we don't matter, that the only thing that matters is, the prize at the end of the day. And I think a lot of us end up wondering, like, did we put the ladder up against the wrong wall? What am I working for? And so just taking time to really prioritize, like, what matters to me right now in my life and in my work, and then taking aligned action to make those things happen.
I love that. I just heard an interview with Viola Davis, an Oprah interview with Viola Davis. I don't know if you saw that, but she talks about becoming the successful woman that she was, winning the Academy Awards and reaching this fame that she thought was going to make her life so happy. And then she got there and she was like, wait, I'm not at the top. What's going on? I still feel sad, or I still feel whatever. So it really is in alignment with what you're saying. So I love everything that you're doing. Aine Rock. Tell me how people can work with you.
So you can go to my website. It's www.ainerock.com. I have a quiz.
Aine is A-I-N-E, right? Okay.
A-I-N-E. It's the Irish spelling of Aine. And you can take my quiz if you're wondering what story is keeping you stuck. And I have a group, small cohort of women I work with twice a year, and also work privately with clients on this kind of stuff, working on how can I optimize my energy and my life.
I think I want to have you back and talk about that, rewriting your story and getting unstuck. So will you come back and visit us?
100%.
Thank you so much, Aine. Thanks for being here today. You're watching America Trends, and we'll be right back right after this quick break.